Tupac not only inspired Biggie to write Who Shot Ya, but Tupac inadvertently gave Biggie the title based on a conversation that they had. Let's get into some of this straight game.
Life is like some cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. I thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, notification. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I always say, if you would like to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor and hit that little bell notification right below the video. I'm going to get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I will show to you today not only factually that Tupac was the inspiration behind Hit 'Em Up, but also Tupac was the one who inspired the title, Who Shot Ya, right? He said, well, how you going to do that? I'm going to show you. There was conversation that was had before Who Shot Ya was released, right? So most people have never really paid attention to this. Both Who Shot Ya and Hit 'Em Up were B-side singles, right? As to go into the nature of why they were created and what mindset the artists were in when they created it, right? Inspiration. Check this out. So now, when Tupac was in jail, shortly after he went to jail, meaning went to jail for the, not to prison, but when he was in jail awaiting to go to prison, Tupac basically said that he was talking to Biggie and asking Biggie, you know, what happened.
And I was like, what you mean? He's like, I'll talk to you about it later. And we didn't talk. The next time I saw him was at the studio where I got shot. So I knew he knew what happened. So I was like, Biggie, what happened? He kept sending me messages like a bitch, you know, like I'm gonna come see you. No, nigga, what happened?
What happened? Right? Now, mind you, Tupac is, you know, he's waiting to go. And so 5 days after, right, Tupac went to prison, was sentenced. His sentence 5 days after they released Who Shot Ya? Pay attention to the timeline, right? So Tupac is asking Biggie, because he said that Biggie, and I'm going to play the audio for you. Listen.
And I was seeing niggas place, he was hugging me, yo, Pop, yo, thank you, was the only nigga that woo. But he told me, like, about a week before I got shot, he knew the nigga that was shot me, and he was like, Pop, don't hang around this nigga, you know me, you know, we walked in with the nigga that shot me, that ended up shooting me. He's like, Pop, don't fuck with this nigga, because I knew the nigga too, he was my Cody fan. And I was like, what you mean? He's like, I'll talk to you about it later, and we didn't talk. The next time I saw him was at the studio where I got shot. So I knew he knew what happened. So I was like, Biggie, what happened? He kept sending me messages like a bitch, you know, like I'm gonna come see you. No, nigga, what happened?
And so he's asking Biggie, you know, what happened? What happened? He said that Biggie had told him a week earlier about hanging out with these certain dudes and so on and so forth. Tupac said, so, you know, when I got shot, you know, I knew he knew what happened, right? So basically he's asking Biggie what happened. And he said Biggie was sending him these little messages. This is why Tupac was waiting, you know, at the Bellevue prison ward, waiting to, you know, go to state prison, right? And so now, remember, 5 days after Tupac's sentence, the song comes out. Right? Everybody's saying that, oh, nah, you know, that song was done a long time ago. No. When you listen to what Tupac is asking Biggie, yo, what happened? Who shot me? What happened? Right? Therein lies the inspiration for the song. So when you deal with that fact, that's fact number one, right? That situation inspired, and listen, Who Shot Ya? Those are the first words. It's not a hook. There's no hook really from that perspective. It's just the song "Who Shot Ya," right? Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now, so I'm gonna show you B-side single, not on Ready to Die, right? Okay, now Tupac then goes in to talk about what I was telling you about when he would let Biggie go up on stage. Biggie, for all of the time that he was dealing with Tupac, was yelling "Thug Life."
He was supposed to be Thug Life. All while he was coming up, I used to let him come on stage with me. He was screaming Thug Life.
Hey, cause
he was like, I hate Brooklyn, I hate New York, I'm out with them niggas puppy cheating me, woo, woo, woo. All of a sudden he blew up and he wasn't saying Thug Life. So I started getting mad and I was seeing niggas plays. He was hugging me, yo, Pac, yo, thank you, the only nigga that woo, woo.
Right? That's Tupac saying it. I'm gonna play you the video right now. Listen.
Thug Life, motherfucker! Thug Life in the motherfucking house. Yeah, nigga. Check this out, y'all. Let's get into this shit now. Straight up, Thug Life. What you heard? This that new shit coming out on the new album. Y'all got a homecoming.
Once again, I must present you not with just what I'm saying, but also with the facts, right? Okay. And then so Pac basically said that, once Biggie blew up, he wasn't yelling Thug Life no more, and so on and so forth. Biggie was talking about how Puffy was doing him, how he was saying he hated Brooklyn, and so on and so forth. These are Tupac's words. And like I said, when you deal with that, these are conversations that we as the public wouldn't have been privy to unless Tupac said it, right? So up until this point, Biggie's observation of the game, Tupac asking him what happened, who shot me, what happened, whatever, spawns the who shot you. Okay, cool. Tupac saying what he's saying in regards to, letting him get on stage, him yelling Thug Life. You see the video, boom. That's true, facts. What happened, right? So now, once you understand that, then you're going to understand that both Who Shot Ya and Hit 'Em Up were B-side singles. Because they were created, right, in the moment of inspiration, right? Think about it. How does Who Shot Ya come out 5 days after, as an idea, as a B-side single? Because if the song was done, you could put it on Ready to Die, right? Listen. So now, the same thing with Tupac. You understand what I'm saying? But see, Tupac's situation was he waited a little while, if you will. For he had the inspiration, but he wasn't going to drop that bomb yet because he had dropped All Eyes on Me, right? And for whatever reason, he waited. Remember, Hit 'Em Up is not on All Eyes on Me, right? So now, Tupac drops Hit 'Em Up in June of 1996. What's the inspiration? Pac was strategic about his. He waited a little bit long. What's the inspiration? The inspiration was faith. First off, fuck your click, fuck your bitch and the click you claim. You claim to be a player, but your wife. So now, with that being said, when you delve into the creative aspect of what this is, one part was hip hop. Who Shot Ya, Hit 'Em Up, hip hop. I look at that as battle rap. I don't look at that as like, yo, you taking a situation that happened in real time and you talking about it. However detrimental or however embarrassing or however whatever that is, right? It's going to be perceived by each individual differently, right? But we know for a fact that this is what it is, right? So now, with that being said, both B-side singles. It tells you right there, like, okay, Hit 'Em Up, boom. And I can't say that they wouldn't have let that Hit 'Em Up be on, All Eyes on Me, but just how Tupac did what he did, I think he was looking at how they did it, and looking at Who Shot Ya and saying, well, they didn't even release it as a single, you know what I mean? And they saying, it was done X, Y, and Z, right? Once again, hip hop, battle rap. So yeah. when you take and you put those situations next to each other, you can see how they're basically identical. Both were inspired by a certain real life situation, right? Tupac being shot, Pac asking Biggie what happened, all of the other stuff that Tupac talked about that was factually true, you see in videos. Then Tupac drop and hit him up, basically off of something that factually happened. You know what I mean? Then he was talking about in the end of Hit 'Em Up being shot, and also in the beginning of Hit 'Em Up, how he was dealing with Faith and so on and so forth. And so, once again, and then I give you this, what wouldn't have happened, right? They changed the whole dynamic. You had the personal situation. The personal situation was when Tupac met Faith, right? I tell you, that does not happen if Biggie doesn't write Who Shot You. The situation does not, Tupac and Faith don't see each other the same way, right? And from all intents and purposes, in Faith Evans' book, she says she was dealing with some other dude, some other ball player, while she was out here in LA at that particular time, in and around October of 1995, right? You know, when she met Tupac. And she admitted to that in her book, right? So, with that being said, when they meet, it doesn't happen that way. So one thing spawns the other, spawns feelings about this. I run into Faith, Tupac runs into Faith at the Hollywood Athletic Club. And so they hit it off. Everything's cool, right? Can we work together? Because if everything was good between Biggie and Faith, you got to know that, you know, Faith not going to work with Tupac like that. Right? It's just not going to happen. And I showed you the picture with Faith taking the picture with Tupac and how she did not have her wedding ring on. So you know that there was some kind of disenchantment between Faith and Biggie, whatever that was at that particular time, right? And she has her finger up showing you, you know, that's the case. And so when you deal with these facts, pictures, video, audio, right, of what that was, you can see how all of what it is that was brewing, you know, it didn't have to end like it ended. But like I said, that was a whole nother thing now, because you got another element entering the what's the name, the hip hop or entertainment sphere, if you will, right? You know, Tupac was talking about how, you know, he was the reason, you know, we the reason why they got gangsters on their payroll now.
I put more rappers on than they did. I gave Biggie his first shows. I was the one that I was that bridge that niggas used to walk on to get over here. I explained it. I'm the one that told you. I'm why all these niggas run around with a gangbang on their payroll now.
I don't know who he was specifically talking about, but then you go into the statement with Keefy D saying that, you know, that Puffy was paying them, you know, to be like security or whatever. Like, I don't know if that's true, but evidently Tupac knew something that we didn't know at that time about somebody having gangsters on their payroll now. You understand what I'm saying? And including, you know, Death Row. You know what I mean? That was no secret. You know what I mean? But from that perspective, so I just find this very interesting, man. When you think about, when you look back on it, it's like, wow, you know, everything that happened and the reason why it happened, and you know why it shouldn't have happened. And you know, I believe that, you know, and Tupac said as much on at the MTV Video Music Awards, right? Tupac said as much in regards to when he was asked about the situation involving Biggie, and as well as another interview when he was talking about he said, you know, this is not about me and Biggie. Y'all making this shit bigger than it really is.
That's why I'm telling you now, when I see Biggie, it's not going to be like we're going to attack him every time. I might be in a good mood, and I might not want to be going, this shit is so minor. This is not about me and Biggie. Everybody keep talking about it. Y'all making this nigga bigger than he is. Right. Do you hear me fucking talking about this? This is a major plan, a major strategy. That was the impetus or the starter or the generator that kicked it off.
You know, so that told me that he had some feelings of reconciliation in his heart. You know what I mean? After he came out and, you know, All Eyes on Me blew up, it's like, look, I'm getting money now. I really ain't trying to, you know, prolong this beef. So y'all keep making this bigger than what it is. So that's the thing that tells me that there was room for reconciliation, if you will, and really mending the situation. But when you deal with it in real time and you go back and you cover these facts, right? It's very interesting because a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of misinformation out there. A lot of people who wasn't around at that time. A lot of people, they didn't ever met Tupac, and they've been basically picking up information in bits and pieces, you know, off of YouTube, you know? So I just find this to be very interesting, man. And yeah, 2 B-side singles, you know, neither the singles on the album, you know, the situation, Pop asking Biggie, you know, what happened, you know what I mean? Send me the, who, you know, Biggie then now taking that information and saying, you know, well, he trying to ask, you know, who should, and the song Who Shot You doesn't have a hook, but the most powerful 3 words when he start the record off is who shot you, right? You know, and the most famous person at that particular time, former friend that you know, the situation, Vibe magazine, all of these things that would come later. Yeah, it's very interesting. Boom. Pac get out of jail, you know, what was it? The 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. And 6 days later, he meet Faith, you know, at the Hollywood Athletic Club. On the 19th, they get together and get it in. And after doing the song, Wonder Why They Call You Bitch, all of these things, it's like, then he waits, Tupac waits. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. He waits approximately 8 months, 9 months later to do Hit 'Em Up. But when he does Hit 'Em Up, he finally, because I don't think Tupac was going to mention it at first, but I guess there was something in him or whatever it was that made him want to say, you know, yeah, you know, boom, and just drop that bomb based on the real life situation. You know, so like I said, once again, yeah, very interesting. Your boy DELRAY, straight gang.